Namaste. Just over a year ago, before the first lockdown in 2020, my husband and I visited beautiful Uttarakhand in North India. Uttarakhand is known as Devbhoomi, or land of the Devas, because there are so many Hindu mandirs and pilgrimage sites there. Two of the most important and well-known places in Uttarakhand are the twin national heritage cities of Rishikesh and Haridwar. We were very lucky to visit both of them.
Rishikesh was first on our itinerary. Nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas, it is considered a supremely sacred place. A place bestowing divine energies that help you control your senses and ultimately free yourself from your worldly bondages through yoga, which is a Hindu practice meaning union with Bhagwan. Asanas and meditation are some of the steps that can help you prepare for this divine union, but mukti, or liberation from this material world, only occurs when a person achieves complete yoga or union with Bhagwan after gaining complete control of his or her senses. Yoga is the most fundamental aspect of Hinduism. There could be no better name for this sacred place than Rishikesh. Riska means senses and Esh means Lord. So the name of the city literally means Lord of the Senses. The name came about from the event mentioned in the Skanda Purana, where Bhagwan Vishnu appeared to Raipya Rishi after the Rishi came to conquer his senses after doing 10,000 years of tapasya or penance. Bhagwan Vishnu, or Riska Esh, Lord of the Senses, granted the Rishi's wish to forever dwell at that place. Later, in Treta Yuga, Bhagwan Vishnu once again visited the area of Rishikesh, this time as Bhagwan Ram. He visited to do tapasya or penance for having slain Ravana in the Ramayan war. Bhagwan Ram's brother Lakshmanji visited too, and that is why even today there are bridges and Hindu mandirs dedicated to Bhagwan Ram's brothers in the city, some of which were built by Sri Adi Shankaracharya 1,200 years ago. My favourite part of our visit to Rishikesh was the Maha Aarti at Triveni Ghat. Triveni literally means three flows, named so because it was once situated at the confluence of three sacred rivers, Ma Ganga, Ma Yamuna and Ma Saraswati. This confluence makes the waters there intensely purifying. Every evening, the Maha Aarti amplifies this sacredness with bhajans, mantras, beating drums and bells. Devotees share small diyas while the pundits perform a glorious sequence with large diyas, seeking to capture the spiritual power and blessings of Bhagwan within the flames to bless the devotees with at the end of the puja. The next day, we travelled 20 kilometres downstream of Rishikesh to the place where Ma Ganga enters the plains, Haridwar. Haridwar literally means Dwar, or gateway to Hari, or Bhagwan Vishnu for Vaishnavites, and Dwar, or gateway to Har, or Bhagwan Shiva for Shaivites. So, it is the gateway to the abodes of Bhagwan Vishnu and Bhagwan Shiva, who visited this sacred place in the Vedic times. 4 pilgrimage trails pass through Haridwar, including the trail to Badrinath Mandir for Vaishnavites and the trail to Kedarnath Mandir for Shaivites. Haridwar is one of the Saptapuri, or 7 sacred pilgrimage centres in India, where mukti or liberation can be more easily attained. It is also one of 4 sacred locations across India where Amrit, the elixir of immortality, fell to earth. These 4 sacred locations take turns to host the Kumbh Mela every 3 years. The Kumbh Mela is considered an ard or half kumbh every 6 years. It is considered a purna or full kumbh every 12 years, equivalent to the 12 days and nights that the Devas and Asuras fought over the kumbh of Amrit. And it is considered a Maha kumbh every 144 years. The last Maha kumbh took place in 2013. Right now, in April 2021, Haridwar is hosting the Kumbh Mela. Mukti, or liberation, comes to those pilgrims who bathe in Ma Ganga during the Kumbh Mela. Har Ki Pauri, or the footsteps of Bhagwan Vishnu, is the most intensely spiritual place to enter Ma Ganga in Haridwar because it is the exact spot where the Amrit fell. The ghat on either side was built by Raja Vikramaditya in the 1st century BC. Visiting this ghat for evening Aarti was my favourite part of our visit to Haridwar too. This time I released flowers into the water and watched them float away. Then the Aarti began, with more bhajans, mantras and pandits performing mesmerising displays with large diyas. We sponsored the puja so that our family would receive the blessings of Ma Ganga, Bhagwan Vishnu and Bhagwan Shiva. The next day we took an auto and then a cable car up to Chandi Devi Mandir on the Shivalik hills. Chandi Devi is a form of Ma Parvati who fulfills the sincere wishes of devotees, and hence this mandir is considered a Siddh Peeth. It is also considered one of the 51 Shakti Peeths, or locations where the severed body of Ma Sati fell after she self-immolated in protest of her father Daksha when he humiliated her husband Bhagwan Shiva. So, for many reasons, Chandi Devi Mandir is considered particularly auspicious to visit. It is the location where Ma Chandi rested after she killed the Asuras, Shumbha, Nishumbha, Chanda and Munda. Sri Adi Shankaracharya installed the Murti of Ma Chandi here more than 1,200 years ago. Like Chandi Devi Mandir, Mansa Devi Mandir is a mandir in Haridwar on the Shivalik hills that is dedicated to a form of Ma Parvati and considered a Siddh Peeth and Shakti Peeth. The next day we took a different cable car up to visit it. Inside the mandir, we tied sacred thread around the tree that sits in the centre of the mandir as we revealed our wishes to Mansa Devi. Once outside the mandir, we walked a short way to another mandir, Ma Anjuni Mandir. I was particularly keen to visit this mandir because Hanumanji is my Ishtadev. That night we were happy to learn that we were the only people staying at our hotel, and therefore that we could have a private puja conducted in the hotel mandir. It felt very special to do Aarti to Ma Ganga in this private way, looking out at the peaceful flow of the water and diyas of people performing Aarti on the other side.
Sadly, the impending coronavirus lockdown meant we had to cut short our travels across Uttarakhand and fly straight back home to the UK. It's been more than a year and I really miss Bharat. The sense of divinity all around, the energy that reverberates from the mithi and the colour and life. I feel so grateful that I got to visit the Hindu Mandirs and Ghats in Rishikesh and Haridwar, and can't wait to visit again.